Hello, this is Mark Holmes, the Senior Editorial Director of Via Satellite, and we're back with one of our Thursday morning conversations. So delighted to have a company that we know really well, Spacebridge. So I'd like to welcome to our Thursday morning conversation Mike Paolo, who's the Director of Business Development and Product Management at Spacebridge. So firstly, welcome, Mike, and how are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Mark. Pleasure to meet you, and pleasure to be on this show.
No, pleasure is ours. And, as I said, Spacebridge is a company that we know well, is always has an exciting technology roadmap, is always, doing some interesting launches. Can you give us an update in terms of what the company has been doing so far this year and what that technology roadmap looks like over the next few months?
Well, as you know, Spacebridge has always been strong in DVB RCS1 and RCS2 solutions. Well, at the tail end of last year, we really initiated a new plan for our next generation product. In terms of technology, this allows us to bring forward some notable new elements in our platforms, which is really important. In that respect, we've developed brand new network communication controller, new hardware, multi-channel demodulators, which are unlike anything which is currently on the market. Our new multi-channel demodulator, it's like a high-performance engine. It makes it possible for us to receive traffic up to approximately 130 megasymbols per second, and from all our remotes on using DVB RCS2 standards. While our network communication controller, it's more like the driver, and it manages all the traffic for delivering the best possible experiences. Now, our next generation product, it really unleashes the best concept of all the DVB RCS2, and also introduces some new interesting features. Among these capabilities of RCS2 that's really interesting is the ability to change modulation and encoding, and not only across a frame, but actually on a per burst size, per TDMA time slot, per site, and per frame. This means that every single remote site can burst back toward the hub with its own burst size under optimal coding conditions. It makes maximum benefits of all available link margins, and it provides absolutely the best yield and performance for each site. Now, part of our innovation is also that we're expanding these abilities beyond RCS2. Okay, we've developed approximately 140 modulation and coding schemes in the range from direct spread spectrum all the way to 64 QAM, and multiple burst sizes to provide, again, the highest performance with minimum wasted bandwidth. So we're really excited about this. We've also made some notable enhancements beyond RCS2, which are really what is going to be driving where I think the adoption of our product. One of these innovations is actually a new feature that we call SRC3, which stands for Spacebridge Return Channel 3. And it's the kind of thing that we'd like to start hyping with our customers. What SRC3 is essentially the ability to take customers in and out of TDMA into a new dynamically allocated carrier, and of any size that they require to meet their traffic needs. And so basically, by supporting this means, we could carrier sites which are currently in TDMA can switch to our new SRC3 carrier, and they could actually benefit from incredibly high efficient links of up to 99.5% efficiency, and do so in a dynamic manner, switching back and forth. So it's very exciting, and we think it's got a lot of ability to a lot of traction in the market, that type of new feature.
No, tell us a little bit more. I mean, obviously that is a new technology, and you've spoken about a new platform there. Tell us a little bit more about SCR3 in terms of
SRC3.
SRC3. Apologize. And talk about a little bit about the rollout of it, the customers,
right?
And really sort of your expectations as you start to roll it out.
Yes. So what we've realized in the market, there was really a need for customers who need to go beyond TDMA, of course, and the SRC3 is a means of carving out of TDMA bandwidth an actual carrier for a particular user. And the great thing about that, it gives an SCPC type service to our customers. But the ability to do this is dynamic and it's hitless. And actually, we could create new carriers every 26.5 milliseconds. So it provides an incredible amount of flexibility. So you can imagine customers going from TDMA, where they have low amount of traffic, and then as their traffic builds up, they can switch over to these more custom carriers specifically for them. So what are the target customers? Well, any customer which needs to have to switch from low utilization bandwidth to high utilization bandwidth. So with regards to us, that means it could be used for broadband purposes. It could be used for enterprise, mobility. Among one of the more interesting ones for me is cellular backhaul. My background is specifically in the cellular backhaul space, and so of course a lot of my thinking and product development ideas come from that space. So most assuredly, I think that our platform will be finally one platform that in cellular backhaul will be able to support all ranges of cellular backhaul, from the ultra rural, low capacity requirements, which are very low link, low speed or highly oversubscribed links, all the way to higher speed LTE and 5G rollouts. So I think that our new platform will be able to accommodate all of these markets at one time.
No, that's super interesting stuff. I want to keep on SRC3 for a little bit. You mentioned about customers there, and and it's an exciting launch for Spacebridge. When might we see commercial deals with these customers? I mean, how soon? How far away are we from that?
Well, we're actually quite closer than you might think. We're on a very aggressive development plan because we have a very tight schedule to meet with a customer requirement. And yes, we have our first anchor customer that we've lined up for this. And we're going to be demonstrating the new hub and its capabilities as early as Q1 of 2024. So this anchor customer, and I can't mention who, they've taken an interest in what we're promoting and our solution, and they've had existing really good relationship with Spacebridge, and so we're working with them to have our first deployment, and we're very, very confident that working with them we'll be able to deliver a solution which will excite them and please any new customers which come along.
That's exciting. So, I mean, two follow-up questions to that. So it sounds like to me that, particularly with this first customer in mind, and you're talking about Q1 2024, that next year is going to be a big year for Spacebridge in terms of this platform and actually signing more contracts beyond obviously the anchor customer. I mean, is that how you see it within the company?
Absolutely. Myself and the team here, we've already started working on the collateral material and training sales, and I think that it's going to be once we have our solution and our demo hubs out there, I think it'll actually start providing a lot of good press. I personally can't wait to get back onto the road, meeting customers, evangelizing our solution, explaining our differentiators in detail, and so we're looking for a very positive product release, and we're looking forward to a strong customer acceptance of our solution.
No, fantastic. And just, I mean, within the context of Spacebridge, I suppose, how important, how significant is this sort of new platform compared to other tech, other products that you've rolled out? I mean, just really sort of outlining.
Well, in terms of importance to us, this new capability is central to all of our new product development strategy and roadmap. So it is the most critical evolution of the company's strategy. since the company first made the decision to go into the DVB-RCS and RCS2 market. Our team is working really hard to build up the customer interest in it, and we've actually even working to expand our capabilities. While we're looking first at our first release being point to multipoint, of course, traditional hub and spoke topology. We're also taking all our new capabilities and we're actually merging it into a new mesh modem solution concept. And that in itself has also got a lot of interest from potential customers, because mesh, albeit it's a small part of the market, is nevertheless a very important part of the market for certain key industries, or rather key customers such as military, air traffic control, and a number of other vertical markets in that space. So our technology that we're developing today will open up the door for us to aggressively address all these other markets, and so it's the most important development that we feel that we've undertaken in the last number of years.
I kind of figured that's where you were going with that, but it's sort of interesting to hear, because particularly with technology providers, there are certain times when you feel there's a lot riding on this. This is a big deal for them, and I kind of got that impression from you that this is this is going to be central to what Spacebridge is going to be doing going forward.
Yes, and it is interesting. We have the benefit of having our existing solution and our existing user terminals, which will just be software upgradable to the new platform, which has been a design mandate. But what that means is that we come out of the gate with not only a new hub solution, but also a number of terminals that are already ready to go. Which is a real nice benefit, and so we have 3 terminals that are right sized, right priced to address different types of the market. Again, broadband, we have our C7700 modem, which is a very, very effective modem for addressing the broadband space. We have a 7780, which we're going to be immediately able to go after the cellular backhaul space. So when we launch our new solution, our new hub topology solution, we will have all the user terminals that we need to really go aggressively against these market verticals.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about cloud now. I mean, that's always a big topic in our industry.
Yes.
Lots of movements towards this. What does this movement to cloud mean for a company like Spacebridge, and how are you handling it, and tell us a little bit about your approach?
There's definitely been a lot of movement toward cloud, and there's a lot of discussion, dialogue, and you can't go to a trade show without having cloud being part of the discussion. Absolutely. What we have over here at Spacebridge is that we have more of a hybrid approach toward how we deal with cloud. All our data handling elements, all our compute elements, I guess you could say, are all cloud ready. Okay, they're all developed on container platforms, which are ready to be positioned either on cloud or in data centers, co-located at teleport or away from the teleport. So on the compute platform side, there's never been an issue with us. We've always been in a cloud ready format. At the same time, we feel that there's nothing that beats the raw signal processing capability of dedicated hardware platforms, especially if you base them on today's advanced FPGAs, DSP architectures. So our hybrid approach allows us to split our system, favoring dedicated hardware or dedicated resources at the teleport or the data center connected to a teleport, with the processing elements, NMS, and all these other data-centric or compute elements being more cloud supported. And it's the way we have been building our solutions for a number of years. As a matter of fact, we've developed and actually have deployed in a number of cases some very interesting geo redundancy solutions based on teleports interconnected via fiber with RF or RF over IP. So that way we could support geo redundancy with a single hub managing it out of multiple different teleports. We've deployed these with a number of customers whom have rain impediments, and it has been absolutely flawless for them. So it goes to show that you need some hardware at the teleport, and you need some capability at the cloud. I don't think a cloud only solution will satisfy everybody, but then again, I don't think that a teleport only solution will satisfy everybody either. So I think there's really a hybrid in there, and I think there's going to be it's going to settle over time. That's for sure.
And how do you? I mean, we talk about challenges in the market right now. I mean, I think for some of us that have been in the industry a long time, the pace of change is somewhat staggering. What we've seen in sort of recent years, and it very much feels like it's there's huge opportunity right now, but there's more competition than ever also at the same time. For a company like Spacebridge, I mean, how do you view sort of the overall landscape and the opportunities to generate even more business going forward?
Well, there's competition, and as you say, there's opportunity, and opportunity creates innovation. And it was as one of the guiding elements behind our design. We've designed our system so that we not only can address geo with it, we're actually also MEO-centric with our solution. One of the issues, of course, in the landscape, and I'm sure when everybody discusses competition, the first and foremost that comes to mind is Starlink and the LEO environments. Those are predominantly closed networks. Okay, so it doesn't really leave space for ground equipment vendors such as ourselves to play in. But one of the important things to realize is that there's going to be a lot of LEOs, and there's going to be a lot of MEOs, and there's going to be a lot of small sats going to be deployed. And so we believe that our solution with the technology that we've developed and also our partnerships with different chip vendors will allow us to generate solutions to match any type of orbit, be it LEO, MEO, GEO, or even HPA, high altitude, or HAP rather, high altitude platforms. We think that our solution can match any of those, and we're very confident in that respect. Our design is very, very flexible. We've actually designed our platform from what you would call a MAC-PHY level, a connection oriented type system. And it's flexible in the sense that it allows us to create connectivity options to any services that we wish to connect to. Like, for example, our first iteration is going to be IP centric, and we'll support also some layer 2 capabilities. But we have in our roadmap that we're actually going to be creating a direct Metro Ethernet forum connectivity option, and we have other attributes that we wish to bring in, other connection modes that we want to bring into our system. It's really a question of separating your physical layer and your connectivity layer, and I think that we've created a very flexible solution that we're going to be able to address any market that we choose to address with our new technology.
I mean, it's clearly an exciting time. You're gearing up for a very busy 2024, it seems. Anything else you can tell us about that roadmap? I know we spoke a lot about SRC3 and that. I mean, obviously that's the central point. But anything else that you've got on deck for 2024 that you can quickly talk about?
Aside from, of course, it's we're hoping that during the 2024, in addition to releasing the new mesh product lines, we're hoping to also expand our reach into other markets. We're working with partners to develop a new board on IoT. We're working with a customized solution specifically for the IoT. Our waveform is very, very flexible, and our mesh waveform is going to be very, very flexible. And we think that with all of these new capabilities that we're bringing to play, that we'll be able to address the wider market at large. I think we're going to be firmly on a trajectory where to meet David Gellerman, of course, our president and CEO. He's always had an objective, a goal, you would say, of being one of the top 3 ground equipment vendors in the world, and he targeted that space. And I think that what we have coming up, we'll be able to reach and into becoming one of those top 3 independent ones, rather.
Well, fingers crossed. I mean, I think we'll leave it there. I mean, tremendously exciting. Say hello to David from us as well. I mean, David, someone we know incredibly well. I've met him probably in more trade shows than just about many other people, I think, in the industry. He's one of the legends of the industry, I think it's fair to say. But no, it's exciting. And, just to end, we know that, that in this industry, it's as much about technology as anything. And, the ground providers, technology providers do such an amazing job. We see these ambitious rollouts of constellations and other satellites, and to have, we're very lucky, I think, as an industry, to have companies like Spacebridge and others who do such a phenomenal job in bringing amazing technologies to the market. So wish you, David, and everybody else at Spacebridge all the best for the year ahead. We'll definitely be keeping an eye on SRC3 in 2024, and hope you have a great rollout, and look forward to seeing who that anchor customer is as well. Mike, it's been an absolute pleasure today. I really enjoyed having a conversation with you, and look forward to catching up with you soon. So thank you very much, and all the best.
Thank you very much, Mark. Appreciate your time.